we've had clients that have been around for 7, 8 years and they're like, well, we can't go back and use the stuff that we used before because people have already seen it. Really?
People don't remember the ad they saw yesterday.
Do you think they really remember a lipstick ad from your brand that they saw 3 years ago? Bring that sucker back. Our spokesperson has a different hairstyle now. Who cares?
Exactly. It's so funny because it's like even past loves are great. It's a reason why people drunk dial their ex at 2 a.m. They want to reminisce. Name a company, just like any company, even like a lead generation company. I mean, shoes you buy, just name a company, anything.
Uggs.
Perfect. Let's do Uggs. Man, we're going back to 2004.
That's right. All right. Apparently they're back now.
Are they really? I'm too old.
That's what I've heard.
Oh man, that's funny. So let's do this. Like, all right, cool. New arrivals. Perfect. So let's do this. This right here on their PDP, we have free shipping, free returns. We have earn 150 points. We have a sheepskin lining, a sugarcane EVA. I don't even know what the hell that is, which is actually probably a good idea to put an ad about that to figure out what the hell this is. I'm sure it's probably some sort of material that is
EVA. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some material that's easily sourced and resourceable and sustainable alternative. Exactly. Yeah. Sustainable. Yep. That's what I was looking for. Yep. Post-applied treatment. So details, suede or suede with this one here, rear pull tab, sheepskin lining, sheepskin insole, all of these here, for example, the thought process is these should all be different pieces or chunks of creative. So sheepskin lining, great. I need an ad for that. Sugarcane EVA, great. I need a video ad and I need an image ad for that. Post-applied treatment, great. I need to see a before and after of what the treatment does when you have it untreated versus treated. Perfect. Details. All right, now let's say suede or suede with topically applied water repellent treatment. Again, show a stain, show before and after. This is the reason why you pay $120 for something called an UGG. Sheepskin shaft lining, great. Show it on the cold weather, warm weather, how it's breathable but still insulated. Great. So now you're seeing the creative. I need to know all of this thing. What a person is not going to do is go driving down the highway with two kids screaming in the backseat of the car, really wanting to buy the Uggs and literally say, I wonder what 10 millimeter sheepskin shaft lining is. But as I'm sitting there on the couch trying to ignore my little brats because they're running around and I'm burnt out, I'm just making up fun scenarios for engagement. Now, as I'm scrolling through, you're showing me, guess what I have? Guess what I have? Did you know? And here's how it works. No, my girls are angels. Yeah. But other people's kids. So that's the part two. That's the theory though, is taking if it's good enough to put as a bullet point on your landing page, you should have an ad for it.
Right. And you have to figure UGG is probably pretty smart, obviously a successful company. There's a reason why they have those bullets, those features plus benefits on the actual, PDP page in essence. Right. So, I mean, there's a specific reason for it. If you haven't done your research and you're just spitballing, you don't really know. If you're early in the stage, maybe that's something that you'll need to find out. But the point is like you probably already have a lot of the ideas for this content sort of machine that we've talked about here on so many shows, probably embedded in your business somewhere. It's just a matter of going and finding it.
You probably already have, like from 2 years ago, Google Drive that has that ad in there.
Probably.
And now with their creative targeting, it's revived. It's been refreshed. It's alive again. Yeah. So people think, I use that ad I can never use again. No, absolutely you can. Now, as long as you don't copy and paste the post ID so that it sees it differently, you can modify and tweak it a little bit, do some different primary text, maybe refresh the image slightly. Boom, new ad. And now that can do creative targeting.
It's so true though, John. That's actually another great point is that, we've had clients that have been around for 7, 8 years and they're like, well, we can't go back and use the stuff that we used before because people have already seen it. Really?
People don't remember the ad they saw yesterday.
Do you think they really remember a lipstick ad from your brand that they saw 3 years ago? Bring that sucker back. Exactly. Oh, well, it's, our spokesperson has a different hairstyle now. Who cares?
Exactly. It's so funny because it's like even past loves are great. People used to wear Uggs and then they no longer wear Uggs and they're like, damn, I wish these were cool again. Well, now they are. And for all the same reasons you loved before, but refreshed and revitalized and revigorated. Right. Those are, and people, it's a reason why, people drunk dial their ex at 2 a.m. They want to reminisce.
What's the word for that? I saw an ad the other day for an insurance company. It's not the thing. The love of old things. I'm drawing a blank. There's a word for it. I'll search it.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
People love nostalgia.
Exactly.
Nostalgia
Exactly.
sells.
I mean, it's been keeping the antique business alive for infinity.
Absolutely. Why do we buy like shabby chic crap? Because it's nostalgic. Oh my
Exactly
God.
right. So that's what's kind of cool is like when you're thinking about the ways that people are engaging and consuming content, we all do it, but there's a massive cognitive dissonance that people go through where it's like, I will act one way, but this is the industry standard. It's like the industry standards of how you're acting today, honestly, and how collective people are acting nowadays. And the faster you can adapt to that, the better you can be a first mover. And so that's what Andromeda is doing. Andromeda is basically just saying, hey, you got to educate and entertain and inform and engage people that they need to then re-engage back. And if not, you'll be penalized for it. So the way to do that is diversification of content that you can say, no, don't click and don't read. I'll do that for you. It's like ChatGPT in ad format. What shoes should I buy? Have you seen Uggs? They have this and 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 this. Thank you, ChatGPT. Well, that's now meta feed. Man, I want some shoes. Have you seen Uggs? They've been revitalized. They're popular again, and these are all the reasons why. And this is actually how it's been enhanced. Excellent. Thank you, Facebook feed.
Yeah.
We're just little Wallies and chairs, sipping straws, getting fed information through to a tube.
This makes like the algorithm once again. Meta is spending $65 billion on AI and data centers to make this harder. You can't tell me that you can outsmart the algorithms at this point, which makes us as marketers, like you don't necessarily need to be like the reincarnation of Eugene Schwartz, David Ogilvy, and Claude Hopkins to figure this stuff out. Like take the 7 or 8 different features of your product, create a video around that, literally with benefits in the video. There you go. Like do 5 of them. It's not really that complicated. Like for you in this webinar, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, well, there's a feature on this, on, billing, and it's a recertification, and there's this, and there's that. Take the chunks from your webinar that are your big selling points, maybe even look at some of your data inside, whatever video, production system that you're using. Where are there spikes? Where do people like, where's the interest? Where do people drop off?
Yeah.
It's like literally rate. Exactly. Stop the scroll. Like that's literally it. Look at your landing page. Put a heat map on your landing page or your home page. Where are people clicking? Like there you go. Every one of those little data points is a piece of content that you should be throwing into this algorithm now because it's so smart. It'll figure out exactly who to show which ad to at the right time.
Exactly. And then what's funny too is like we can see all of the same thing that I share with you before, which is when you're running so many pieces of creative and when you're running so much ad spend, when you look at the amount of ad spend that is starting to increase here, like we didn't really do anything this last 7 days compared to previous 7 days. It was running about the same, but some things went from like $23 to $686. Now, when you're looking at, okay, I'm going to do my normal thing that I would do before. Oh man, this sorting is not going to work on me again. I click it once and it like refreshes. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do this and then it works. Oh, you know what? Let me close down Uggs. That's gotta be the problem.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Uggs sucking up all your random access memory.
Uggs sucking up all my bandwidth.
Anyway, with all those data centers, this wouldn't happen on Meta. But anyway, go ahead.
I know, right? And now I don't even have like a before and after. It's just showing me the exact same before and after with 0% changes sometimes. Anyway, as soon as this thing can sort, what the moral of the story was is we saw the most amount of ad spend going to the ones that had the most amount of click attributed conversions. Then we see engage view conversions starting to identify itself on the left-hand side with re-engagement of other creative, and those turn into click engage conversions. And so far, like I can see how this moves yet again for the 3rd time. Right. What's really interesting about this is we found that 7-day click one day view is almost like it is a non-negotiable for Meta. I believe that is a large part of this. We tried the 7-day click no 1-day view, nothing works. So if you're doing CAPI imports, your standard tag, whatever it is, if you don't have that 1-day view as a useful feedback tool for Meta's algorithm that is focusing on conversions to see
this is your optimism. Yeah, this is your optimization setting in the ad set, just so people know what this is. This isn't like your attribution menu. This is how you want the ads to be optimized. So 1-day view, 7-day click, you click both.
Exactly. And I think it's working now. So let me see if I can get the last 7 days compared to previous 7 days. I can't show the actual last 7-day comparison with this attribution setting on.
Okay.
But this is sorting descending in spend 1,000, 500, 400, 200 like this. It gets really good spend distribution actually, which is pretty impressive.
That's amazing. Because there was a day when it was like 4 or 5, and then it was like 1 that just got all the spend. Like this algorithm has gotten so freaking smart.
Yeah. And remember what I said. Okay. So ad spend is going to the top 2 into where they see the most click attributed conversions. And then we start to see other things get a 1-day view here. Right. Now let's fast forward to the next week. Now we have way more click attributed conversions up here at the top, which is also having the highest amount of spend that is ratcheting up. And now we have more 1-day, now we have 1-day views that are coming along the side now a little bit more, but now we have all of our 7-day click, which is we had 2 or 3 before. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 different ones that equal 17. And I don't know if it'll hold the comparison. It might, but yeah, it says the attribution will removed. But there we go. So at least you have the ads there. It's going all of a sudden now the amount spent is like we're going to spend 1,000 to or 1,100 to 1,800. We're going to spend 23 to 700, 500 to 700. And all of these are just, starting to go from 0 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 8, 0 to 2, 0 to 1.
Yeah.
It's starting to see how it's like, okay, I found my audience.
Yep.
700% more in a week.
Boom. So are you technical question here before we get to questions here, which we do want to get to, is this is non-CAPI import? This is just straight standard events, custom conversions, or what are you doing here?
This is CAPI import. Yeah. Okay. I've almost found that CAPI import is a non-negotiable.
By default.
By default, yeah.
Got it.
But I'll do a half of a instance just because I think this is actually really important to see. I'm going to swap over to a different account. This one will be another case study for another time. This will be probably for next week.
Sure.
We paused everything. That's why you'll see delivery error. This is the first week of switching to CAPI imports because we saw going from a positive 15, 20% year over year to a negative 40% year over year in 1 month as soon as Andromeda came out. And so we were stuck there from March, April, May. Swapped everything in June, which is what we did here. So we turned off all of our other campaigns. So the amount spent is, you would see like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Like everything was reduced down. I don't know why the meta is just so messed up for me today. And then pushed all of our ad spend into a RCNC CAPI import.
Okay.
Now, what ended up happening is we had some good CPAs. But let me just do this here. I'll take off. I don't even know what that's even comparing. Week 1, $50 for returning customer, $400 for new customer. We had 26 purchases, 15 new, 16 returning. That's what it was trying to do the first week, half and half. It was giving us $400 for new customer. If we let this go with just a normal per purchase, we'd probably be stuck there. Fast forward from first week of this month to last week of this month. We went from 388 down to $38. And now we're seeing out of 346 sales, 265 new, 71 returning. But if we let Meta do what it wanted to do, which is focus on RC, the RC ones are 165 returning and 20 new, but we're only paying $17 for returning. So the other model, and this here 46 is the blend between two of those here. And that's what left just website purchases on. This is now getting 120 and 53, but it was also even at the beginning of the month because that's where it was trying to target. So I do believe that NCRC is still key because when we're optimizing for one versus the other, the first week, they're both 50-50. They will give you half new, half returning. And if you scale that, every dollar you put in goes 50 cents the wrong direction.
Well, which is okay.
Right.
But
well, not if you're trying to scale one way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, the goal isn't, we actually had a customer, you laugh. This is the one that we had the talking to. And they said, why aren't you guys focused on returning customers? It's because they only buy once. You remember that customer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, well, why should we bother? It's like, we want to go find new ones, and Facebook is getting you $15 new customers. Like, no, but we want returning. I'm like, their revenue just kept going down and down and down. Me and Ricardo are going to do a perpetual traffic episode on that whole thing.
That'd be fun.
Just to show like what not to do. But it's like,
but if you did RCNC, I mean, then you're like, okay, $17 for returning and $38 for new, and they're both
really
optimized.
Matter, though. With that, like in some cases, like you use the hammock example, it's like, it's not like a returning customer. It's a new customer. Because I mean, in that particular case, it's in the seed business, so it's like it's a commodity. Basically, it's like, how many seeds can I get for the lowest price? I don't really care about any features, benefits. I just want my zinnias. You know what I mean?
And I would agree there. One thing though, and this is what I had to break down for another client when we kind of started discussing this is, let's say you do or do not have returning customers. That doesn't matter if you actually do or not. You're buying CPM impressions.
Right.
What percentage is it targeting?
I mean, it's probably targeting, like it's targeting the easiest conversion. The people that have either bought or have been to your site or have some sort of familiarity with your brand and are in the market at that particular point in time.
Right. And it's kind of like, we actually might not even know. I mean, honestly, it is because it's like, hey, I don't have returning customers. It still could be true that you're spending 80% of your money on them. Yeah.
Well, in their case, they're probably buying the returning customer from the year prior when they planted their zinnias. So I don't know.
Exactly. Now, that one is definitely a unique use case, but there is something that I see people sometimes taking too much face value inside of Meta. I'll share screen, and here's what's really interesting.
I'm happy if you prove me wrong on this one.
No, it's not a prove wrong. I think there's a little bit deeper dive.
Right. But now, we had a challenge with just getting 100%. This message across. That was the problem.
That was a communication receiving issue.
Yeah, we fired him, by the way.
Yeah. But, anyway. So as an example, in this purchase NC, we're spending 57 cents on existing customers is what Meta says, right? So my question is, if we're spending 57 cents, well, unless that 57 cents brought us 71 returning customers, no.
Huh.
Aha.
What's the number for it for the entire campaign? I didn't see the number. Sorry.
So we have $8,000 on new.
Yeah.
$2,100 on engaged audience. And only 57 cents on existing customers is what Meta is lying about.
Okay.
What the actual imports on first click shows that we actually have 71 purchases on returning customers and 265 on new. So if we were in a scenario where we were going toe to toe with somebody, they could say, Ralph, I'm only spending 57 cents on existing customers. You're wrong. Well, you CAPI import and say, no, then how is that equating to 70? It's because Meta doesn't know.
Yeah.
And is still trying to target warm, even though they won't portray it. So even if you're saying we don't have existing customers, or maybe we have too many, the only thing we actually care about is where is that dollar going when it leaves Meta's bank account and tries to find the person. Where does it go? Does it go to your returning customers or new? Because you can spend $100 on existing customers and not one buys. It doesn't mean your existing customers aren't buying. Well, actually it does, but it doesn't mean you're not spending on them inefficiently.
Right. Very interesting.
Cool.
Of course, if you want any and all of this done for you, head on over to tier11.com/apply. There's your sales pitch. This is cutting. This is total cutting edge and very, very cool. And we were the original Facebook ad agency. It's finally happening where the algorithm is really, really working in the way that it was always promised.
Yeah. It took 10 years.
Cool.
Woo, got it.
It took about 10 years. Yeah, that's it.
Well, if you think about it, it took Johnson & Johnson like 40 years to be big, so that's actually pretty quick.
Wait a second. I ran my first Facebook ad in 2009. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, so we're talking 16 years. So right-hand rail, baby.
Damn.